Hello, this is this week's update on Momo. It's been pretty crazy. It's currently 11 p.m. in Korea. I've been working 12 hours nonstop and my brain is sort of fried right now, so I'm not sure if I can say things coherently, but I just really needed to do some updates because there were some huge updates on Momo. So what happened last week was I launched the public version of the app. I launched it and then I sort of shut it down within a few days because there were some issues, and I was going back through everything that I did for the past 2 months with Momo's idea, and I realized a few things. So right now, what I did is I remade the landing page entirely again, and then also made an entirely new UI UX for the product. Now, the main features of Momo are the same. The end goal and the main mission that I want to do with Momo is the same, but the product keeps just changing. So, um, please bear with me if a lot of things are like changing too fast, but um, I'm just gonna say that my mission right now is to really help founders who have multiple email accounts and who are getting more than like 50 emails every single day. It's really hard for them to manage everything. So I want to really help them like manage all of that in one platform and to make sure that they can just see the most important emails. That's like the most important thing. That's the number one feature that I really want to take for Momo. So I've been like iterating, I've been testing products, how it's going to look like, but I think I'm sort of now getting the gist of how the product should look like. Um, so to sort of recap and go through what has been happening for the past 2 months, um, I will just show you I'll just show you the previous versions of Momo. So this was the first version of Momo. To go back again and explain I think I need to first explain the philosophy behind what I really envision Momo to be. So my hypothesis is that if AI agents come out and it dominates a lot of the work and automates a lot of the work that we're doing repetitively, what I envisioned is a future where no platforms or apps need to exist. So I really wanted to get rid of all the productivity platforms and everything just because I think it's just a one more like notification that goes to your phone. And it's just like more clutter and clutter on top of each other. So I wanted to get rid of the concept of building a new platform, and I just wanted to make a product that can meet where the users are. And my users are going to be using email and calendar, right? So I wanted to send that value through their email so that they don't have to like log in or um, go into a new interface and then have like learning curves or whatever. So my first version of Momo was to send it through an email daily brief every single morning. So it would connect your Gmail and your Google Calendar, and it would go through an AI model that classified and also prioritized what the important emails are and what the less important emails are. So this is based on my email account, but it shows like what the high priority email is. It shows the summary, a follow-up action, and if you also click like view email, you can go to that email. And then it also shows you a schedule. So this is based on your Google Calendar, so it shows you like what events you have for the day. And finally, it also shows a to-do list based on the emails and the scheduling events on your calendar. So it created like this daily brief that you would get every single morning based on the time that you set. So I tested this with around 20 users, 20 beta testers, and then I got the feedback after letting them try it for a week or two. So I've looked at this feedback today again, and I realized how much astray I was going. Like, I really needed to focus on the right things, but I wasn't focusing on the right things. And sometimes it's really hard because there's so many signals that come to your startup, like, you don't know which one to choose. And it's really important to choose one strategically so that it works out. But if you look at like the first feedback that I got for the first version of Momo, It says that what made you not use Momo? They said the classification was wrong, which is really important because people have a certain expectation for AI tools, but if it doesn't work out, then they don't use it. So retention for AI tools is really important, I think. So that's like one signal. Other signal is that you only get a daily brief once for Momo, so I couldn't like the user couldn't really interact with it, so it's very limited to what you can really do with Momo itself. So there was that kind of dissatisfaction. One other user also said that it didn't sort out as I expected. They said not helpful. And then I said, like, if you could change one thing, what would it be? They wanted the email classification to work and also the overall schedule and things to do to be managed in one place. One of the issues that I had with this daily brief is that if you have like 50 to 100 emails, then this is just going to be a list, like a really long list of all those emails. So it doesn't really make sense because uh, you would just rather look at the emails than look at this brief and actually interact with it if you can't like even do anything with it. So that was like one problem that I already had, and that I should have known before. I should have known better. And then yeah, they wanted to interact more with Momo. They also wanted Momo to learn their behavior and really get it personalized to know what that user's priority is. And this is also some of the things that I've been really, really like thinking about. If you're to uh, create this like email classification system personalized to that user, it won't work with a general LLM because the model itself is very generalized and it can do certain things like classifying if it's a billing email, if it's an invoice email, but for each user, it's very, very different on what they seem as important for that user. So you can't really use an LLM model for this. So at the end of the day, like you still have to give Momo an input about what you think is important. So I've been thinking about like how to do that, how to implement that system. For Momo's version 1, that didn't work out. And I'm gonna go to Momo version 2 and also tell you why it didn't work out. But yeah, that was one of the feedback that I got. And yeah, they also wanted like multiple accounts to be connected. So based on the feedback that I got for the first version, they wanted to sort of interact with Momo a bit more, and they wanted to connect multiple accounts, and they were very disappointed when the email classification didn't work out as they expected to be because it wasn't personalized to them, right? So there were those kind of issues. And but the most important thing that I learned from testing out Momo version 1 is that I didn't have a specific target audience group. Like I didn't hypothesize Momo's version to be targeting a very specific audience, and I just opened it up to the public on my YouTube channel, so it attracted all kinds of users. I needed to do a very restrained like target group test, but I didn't do that. So people who actually didn't really need this kind of thing would use it, and then they would be dissatisfied or just not use it because it's not really important for them and it's not a hair set on fire problem for them. So this is how Momo version 1 sort of died. Like I decided that okay, then I need to make a new version. So after that, I was doing a bunch of user interviews because I realized that I needed to target a more specific audience. So I first targeted PMs, managers, and I started interviewing them. But as I was interviewing them, I realized that this wasn't so much of a hair set on fire problem for them. They were still able to like manage everything, their emails and everything. So I was like, is PMs the right audience? And then I interviewed a founder, a CEO of a startup who has around 20 to 30 employees. And by doing that user interview, I realized that CEOs might really need this problem because they get so many emails every single day. They actually hire executive assistants to do the job. So it clearly shows that they do have this problem and they have a current solution to do that. But sometimes hiring executive assistants are really expensive because it can go up to thousands a month. So that was like, okay, then I might need to start targeting executive assistants. So that's where I got the hint. Um, the second sort of hint that I got is that executives are very sensitive to their private information. Because if you look at emails, there's a lot of like, there could be invoices, I don't know, like contracts, important deals within their emails. So running that through AI could be sort of dangerous. So one of the users said that they wanted like a privacy protected model, so that's where I got the idea of making Momo as a desktop app. And that's how the second version of Momo came to be. So it was this one. Yeah, so this was the second version of Momo, which is a desktop application where you could connect your email and your calendar. And I also showed this in my previous videos, but you could connect and download a local Llama 3 model on your device. So technically, none of the data would leave your device, and all the email classification would be done through the local model, so it would be privacy protected. So I launched this last week. And then after I launched it, there were some errors, there were some issues with the product. Uh, so um, so I was like rethinking what would be the right thing to do next. There were users who were trying it, but there were also um, uh, some issues and the retention was pretty bad. One of the other issues is that when you clicked load brief, it would take too much time, and that is just bad onboarding experience. Like I want to show the product value within a minute, but it would take over like 5 to 7 minutes to just go through all the emails. And if you're an executive and have like 50 to 100 emails every single day, this would never make sense because you have to wait so many minutes to get this brief, right? So there was something like fundamentally wrong with this product as well. And if you look at the product, like the features itself didn't really change from Momo version 1. It's just the same features, but it's just how the UI looks different and that you can use a local model. Um, so there was like a very, very, very fundamentally wrong problem with Momo version 2. So this is how I came to create Momo version 3. So yeah, this is Momo version 3. And what I basically went through during after launching Momo version 2, I started to extensively research all the other tools out there that helps with like AI personal assistant or tools like Superhuman, Notion Mail, Serif, Chase AI, etc., etc. But I realized, like, I tried all of them, and I realized that none of them were solving the fundamental issue of what was happening right now, which is that at the end of the day, you just really want to see the important emails tailored to you, um, and just filter out everything else, right? For example, if you look at Superhuman or Notion Mail, they say that they do prioritize emails, but it's more of a classification. So there's a big difference between prioritization and classification. Prioritization is ranking the emails, seeing what's important to you and showing them. Classification is basically just seeing if this email was sent from an actual person or not. And Superhuman and Notion Mail sort of does that. So if it's sent from an actual person, then it's classified as important. If it's not, everything else is classified as the other unimportant emails. But there are also very important emails in the other emails. For example, if it was a billing invoice and you forgot to pay it because it was classified in the other, then you would forget to pay for it and then your product could be down or your website could be down. So I think the root of the problem is that you just really want to see the important emails that are tailored to you. So And that's what I've been trying to do with Momo version 1. So I rethought about the entire process of how I would design this product, and I got rid of all the other features that were just being annoying. The process that I went through is that I listed out all the features that I made for Momo, and then I really thought about like what's really important and what's just the feature that is good to have. So if you think about summarizing the emails, it's good to have, but it's not a must to have. So I filtered out everything, and the one that remained is that just prioritizing the emails that are important to you is the number one important thing that should happen. And all the other stuff like drafting emails, I don't know, like sending their email to Slack channel, everything else is just another additional feature. So what I really wanted to focus on is just this. Everything else is just nothing, it's just clutter. I'm just going to focus on this, prioritize the important emails, and then managing different accounts, like multiple accounts in one place. So this is how Momo version 3 is going to look like. I made the landing page yesterday. I redesigned it yesterday. Um, and then I launched it right now. So it took me like a day. And our target audience now is a little bit more specific. So it's going to be for busy founders who go through 50 plus emails every day, who have like more than 5 business and personal accounts, and who can't seem to filter out the noise because these days emails are also very personalized to you through AI and GPT. So like it still goes to your primary inbox, and you don't want that. So one of the things that I've been thinking about how to prioritize this email system is it's gonna use like AI and LLMs, but like I said, they're generalized LLMs, so they can never like actually filter out email that you don't think is not important. So I made like this karma upvote downvote system where you can rate your senders. So if you upvote your sender, it gives you more priority on that sender. So you'll just see the emails that are sent from them. But if you downvote them, then they're always going to be classified into the other emails and the downvoted emails, so you won't have to see them. So this is something that I'm testing out right now. I'm experimenting with another AI developer who is really interested in building this algorithm. So that's gonna be something fun that we're gonna do. But yeah, that's it. For Momo version 3, I'm just gonna really focus on one thing. I should have said this at the front, but currently I have a new office, and this office is sponsored by an angel investor. So I got a angel investment of around 50K, and planning to use that for good purposes and to build Momo more scalable. And other big updates that I have to do is that I'm actually looking to work as a executive assistant myself for CEOs who are in need of them, to really figure out like what they need in their day-to-day work, what kind of work does an EA do to better understand their workflow and try to really help them automate everything with Momo. So I think this was a pretty long video, but I just wanted to go through everything that has been happening since then. And I'm honestly very excited right now because one of the user interviews I did was amazing because I had made a bunch of hypotheses uh, on problems that the users might face. And he actually said all of those things without me having to ask about them. And I could just like see it was a hair set on fire problem. And he said he was in a lot of pain because of having to manage everything and all the emails. So I think like I've been doing a bunch of I've done like 2 other startups. I also did like an AI community project thing, but I think I never really sort of got the feeling of what a product market fit is. but I think I finally sort of got that yesterday, last night, and it made me feel really happy. Like I was really happy because um like it really motivated me to really build this product, and I really want to help them like solve the issues that they're dealing with. And I think I really place a lot of value in this aspect, like helping people, and it's honestly very heartwarming, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to, help people that are going through these problems. And it's honestly, like I think I'd feel very, very, very happy if they were to say that this product and this solution really helped them like solve the things that they're going through right now. And I guess that would be the meaning of life for me. Like that would be my value and my meaning in life. So yeah, there's a lot of ups and downs, but I think this week it's been pretty crazy, but pretty excited for what's coming. And yeah, just also extremely grateful and happy. So yeah, this has been my recent update.